Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the hot topic of the year, session 25. Under this, we are going to discuss the topics of International Solar Alliance, that is ISA, Convention of Certain Conventional Weapon, next KAVACH system. So these are the three topics we are going to discuss detailedly. Now, our first topic is about International Solar Alliance. First, we have to know about what is Solar Alliance. The International Solar Alliance is an intergovernmental organization that was launched in 2015 by the Prime Minister of India and the President of France at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, that is in UNCCC, which is held in Paris. Now, this International Solar Alliance is an action-oriented, member-driven, collaborative platform for the increased deployment of solar energy technologies. The ISA is guided by towards 1000 strategy, which aims to mobilize $1,000 billion of investments in solar energy solutions by 2030. Next, to drive energy access to 1,000 million people using clean energy solutions. Next is to install 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy capacity. Also to mitigate global solar emissions to the tune of 1,000 million tons of CO2 every year. Now, what is the vision of this? Let us together make the sun brighter. That is its vision. Its mission is every home, no matter how far away, will have a light at home. The headquarters is located in the National Institute of Solar Energy in Gurugram, India. Now, what are the objectives of this International Solar Alliance? Is to facilitate the deployment of 1,000 gigawatt of solar energy and the solar energy deployment in member countries by 2030. Also to develop innovative financial mechanism to reduce the cost of the solar energy deployment. Also to encourage research and development of solar energy technologies, to establish solar energy as a mainstream source of energy for all. Activities under the program focuses four priorities. They are analytics and advocacy. Next, capacity building. Next, programmatic support. Next, readiness and enabling activities. So these are the priorities under this. Now, how this International Solar Alliance have been originated and how it got evolved? This ISA was conceived as a joint effort by India and France to mobilize efforts against climate change through the deployment of solar energy solutions. It was conceptualized on the sidelines of COP21 to the United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change, that is in UNFCCC, held in Paris 2015. With the amendment of its framework agreement in 2020, all member states of the United Nations are eligible to join the ISA. At present, more than 110 countries are signatories to the ISA framework agreement, of which 90 countries have submitted the necessary instruments of ratifications to become full members of the ISA. Now, what are the importance of it? Leadership in renewable energy is very important, such as India has set an ambitious target of achieving 450 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030. The ISA can help India in achieving this goal by promoting solar energy deployment in member countries. Next important thing is soft power in the international arena. By taking leadership role in ISA, India can enhance its reputation and responsible global player committed to sustainable development. Next, under is climate change adaptation. As a developing country, India is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, and the ISA can help India in its effort to mitigate and adapt to climate change. So, these are some of the importance. Now, what are the projects and initiatives took under this ISA are Solar Technology Application Resource Centers Initiative. That is one of the initiative. That is Star C. Solar Technology Application Resource Center Initiative. So, ISA's capacity building and institutional strengthening initiative in developing countries. This TARC initiative aims to cultivate the desired human capacity and skills among the member countries populace to encourage the significant undertaking of energy transition activities, creating jobs and ultimately contributing to the country's economic growth. They act as hubs of technology, knowledge, and expertise on solar energy and are go-to place for member country at the regional or country levels. The next is ITEC, that is Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Scheme. The government of India has been supporting the ISA by providing training to master trainers in the field of solar energy. The duration of the training is 21 days and all costs are borne by the government of India. In 2018 to 2019, nearly 133 candidates from 25 countries were trained at the National Institute of Solar Energy, Gurugram, with the support of ITEC program. The next is ISA Solar Fellowship or Solar Fellowship or for mid-career professionals. The objective is to contribute towards the long-term development needs of member countries through the creation of skilled and qualified professional manpower for the management of solar energy projects, programs, and policies. The next is One Sun, One World, and One Grid. That is OSOWOG initiative. This idea for One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative was put forth by India in 2018. The initiative aims at connecting energy supply across the borders. Now, what are the various other projects seen? Some as affordable finance at scale, mini grids, various other projects relating to solar agricultural pumps, solar rooftop installations, solar water heater, solar street light, etc. have been done under this. Now, what are the challenges seen in this? The challenges are main is funding. The next is limited participation. Next, policy coordination, and finally the implementation is the challenges in this. So that's all from this topic. Our next topic is about convention on certain conventional weapons. So what is this says about? Sometimes it is also known as Inhuman Weapons Convention. It is the framework of rules that ban or restrict weapons considered to cause unnecessary, unjustifiable, and indiscriminate suffering, such as incendiary explosives, blinding lasers, and booby traps that don't distinguish between fighters and civilians. The convention has no provisions for killer robots. And what is here that exactly the killer robots means? They are widely considered to be the weapons that make decisions with little or no human involvement. Rapid improvements in robotics, AI, and image recognition, and making such arrangements possible. The drones the United States has used extensively in Afghanistan, Iraq, and elsewhere are not considered robots because they are operated remotely by people who choose targets and decide whether to shoot. Now, why these are considered to be more attractive The weapons offer the promise of keeping soldiers out of harm away. Also, it makes faster decisions than a human by giving more battlefield responsibilities to the autonomous systems like pilotless drones and driverless tanks that independently decide when they to strike. What are the objections that is criticism says in here? It is morally repugnant to assign lethal decisions making to machines regardless of technical sophistication. A machine cannot differentiate an adult from a child, a fighter from a civilian. So it raises ethical concerns for society about substituting human decisions about life and death with sensor software, machine, and process. So that's all from this topic. And next topic is about KAVACH. So we have to know about what is KAVACH and what are the parts of it. KAVACH is the cap signaling train control system with anti-collision features developed by Research Design and Standards Organization, that is RDSO, in the association with three Indian vendors. It has been adopted as National Automatic Train Protection System. It adheres a safety integrity level 4 stance and acts as the vigilant watchdog over the existing signaling system, alerting the loco pilot when approaching a red signal and applying automatic brakes if necessary to prevent overshooting the signal. The system also relies SOS messages during the emergency situations. The future centralized live monitoring of train movements through the network monitor system. The Indian Railways Institute of Signal Engineering and Telecommunications in Secunderabad, Telangana hosts the Center of Excellence for KAVACH. Now, what are the parts of this KAVACH? The KAVACH setup designated railway stations along intended route for deployment consists of three essential components. The first component is it involves the incorporation of radio frequency identification, that is RFID, radio frequency identification technology into the tracks. This RFID employs radio waves to identify objects or individuals and utilizes electromagnetic fields to automatically read wireless device information from the distance without physical contact or line of sight. Now, what is the second component? The locomotive serving as the driver cabin is equipped with RFID readers, a computer, and brake interface equipment comprising the second component. Now, what is the third? It encompasses radio infrastructure such as towers and modems, strategically installed at railway stations to support the system functionally. Now, what are the challenges and deployment? Its deployment cost is rupees 50 lakh per kilometer with limited coverage of approximately 1500 kilometers currently, posing a challenge in comprehensive implementation across 68,000 kilometer rail network. So that's all from today's topics. To read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link have been provided in the description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. Thank you.